it. Here we go. Ron Futrell with the latest Vegas Sportscast for this Wednesday. We're doing it in the evening right now, so Wednesday evening. What a Tuesday it was in local sports. Vegas Golden Knights with a win at Columbus. Rebels lose on the road at Fresno State. UNLV unveils their new football facility. Unveiled the facility, did the groundbreaking for the facility. Let's see the latest on Raiders Stadium, on the Las Vegas Stadium. Another meeting, a meeting canceled for Thursday with that, and Super Bowl 52. All of those things we're going to talk about. Let people know about the Vegas Sportscast, okay? You can download us on Google Play, on iTunes Radio, iHeartRadio. Go to our website, thevegassportscast.com, or our Twitter handle is at Vegas Sportscast. Get it there as well. So a lot of different places. Please hit the subscribe button so it just downloads automatically to your iPhone every day. And you can get updated on what's happening in the world of Vegas sports. I'm going to call us the number one podcast in Vegas sports. Just because I don't know what number two. We'll stay with that, okay? And there's no way to quantify that. I'm just going to throw that out there. No way to quantify that, but just put it out there. Okay, here we go. Vegas Golden Knights. Another win. Ripped off another win last night against Columbus, 5-3. And a fantastic job of the Nets by Marc-Andre Fleury. Once again, there was an incredible goal in that, a handful of them. But Brad Hunt got his first goal as a Vegas Golden Knight, just his third goal in the NHL. Very happy to see him as a defenseman. A slap shot from about 40 feet out from the point, just crushed it, put it in, and the celebration was a ton of fun to see that when he got that. And then also, late in the game, Shea Theodore lofted a pass. He just put it up in the air and lofted it and dropped it down there to William Karlsson, who scored his second goal of the game to give the Knights an insurmountable lead. And it was just enjoyable to watch. By the way, I'm going to be doing a tomorrow on 8 News Now, 6:30 at night. So that would be, when I say tomorrow is going to be Thursday, I'm going to be doing a special segment on that. We have a nice Knights Icebreaker segment that we do where I'm going to talk about a couple of great goals or points by Shea Theodore this year. One was his goal with 2 seconds left to beat Tampa Bay, and the other one was his pass yesterday to William Karlsson. So those two things, going to focus on that and narrow down on some of that stuff there. So you look forward to that. Okay, next up for the Golden Knights, they've got New York Islanders here on Thursday. So the Isles come to town. They lost to the Islanders earlier in New York. So a chance for a little revenge here with this one for the Knights and the Isles going at it tomorrow. Braden McNabb, defenseman, got injured. Didn't say, he just left in the second period yesterday. Wasn't sure whether it was upper body, lower body, what it was. They haven't said. Hockey's interesting. They just like to announce upper body or lower body or just say, we don't know and we're not going to say. He just signed a nice new contract with the Knights. That was good. But now we're waiting to see what this injury is with Braden McNabb. Came over from the Kings. He's been a crucial part of the defense for this team. So let's hope that he's okay and not out for a long time, but we don't have word on that. Look for Marc-Andre Fleury to be in the nets Thursday against the Islanders at T-Mobile. Yes, indeed. I'll repeat it again. I've said it a bunch of times. This is fun. They're the number 2 team in the NHL right now, behind Tampa, like a point behind Tampa. So it's just right there, neck and neck, back and forth. And, of course, the Knights beat Tampa twice this year. And we do need to start talking about, we're getting closer and closer to Stanley Cup playoff time, so it is time to start talking about where they will be in the playoff hunt with home ice advantage, and it's important with this team because there is such a tremendous advantage for the Knights here at T-Mobile Arena. Now, Rebel basketball played at Fresno yesterday, lost by 6 points. The spread on this was 4.5, 5 points in that range. So another game they didn't cover the spread. Game went under. They're 0-5-1 against the spread in Mountain West play. So it's just might be 0-6-1 now that I think of it, because they're 3-4 right now in Mountain West play. Struggling. I've talked about the toughness, just not there. And they've got a game Saturday. They play, I believe, San Diego State here on Saturday for the Rebel basketball team. Rebel football had the groundbreaking yesterday. I mentioned it already, but I want to throw it out there again. It was tremendous, the Fertitta Complex. that's going to be built right there at Wildcat, next to Wildcat Morris Park. It's going to be a fun one to see what they can do there, how they build that, what the facility is going to be like. A lot of people put a lot of money into this. Let's see, South Point Casino, Michael Gahn, I think put in $1 million or $2 million. I think it was $2 million that the Gahns put in there. Let's see, and George Maloof, former Rebel football player, put in $1 million or $2 million. So a bunch of money going into this facility. Great to see it happening here. It should help the program have it ready in about a year and a half, that they'll have that new training facility, practice facility, everything done, and it'll be top-notch from everything I hear and everything I see with the plans. It'll be top-notch. So it'll be about $13 million worth of facility. Let's say, there was going to be, on Thursday, there was going to be a meeting with the stadium board, the authority board for the stadium, to decide what's going on with the Las Vegas Stadium here, the Raiders Stadium, whatever you want to call it. I call it MGM Stadium because I think that's what it's being built for, because there's no parking for locals right now. They have no plan for that. I mean, they just say that they're going to come up with a plan, but there's no tailgating for NFL, no parking. And I hope they do. I think they will. I mean, but still, we haven't heard anything. So they were supposed to have a meeting on Thursday. They said there's been no progress in any of the agreements, so they have just decided to not have the meeting on Thursday because there's nothing new to report. That's a little bit frightening. It's just a little bit, okay. I know most people, a lot of people are going to go, well, okay, that just happens. All right, okay, it happens. I get that. But it still is a little bit disconcerting to go, all right, you're supposed to be moving forward. Had the big groundbreaking. The clock is ticking on getting this stadium done for the Raiders to play their 2020 season here in Las Vegas. So here's the next season is the 2018 season. They have a contract to play in Oakland Alameda Coliseum, so they're scheduled to play there. They don't have a contract to play anywhere in 2019, so they don't know what's going to happen there. Now, it'd be easy enough to get a year's extension to play in Oakland, and that's probably what will happen. But 2020 is when they want to have that stadium done here in Las Vegas to be able to play here and become the Las Vegas Raiders. That's the plan. That's what everybody is looking forward to, except unless you're an Oakland Raiders fan. But that's the game plan here and the schedule. And every time, every day they wait, quite frankly, towards getting that stadium built and getting it done and getting work on that done and all the contracts done, the agreements put together, everything that needs to be done is another day wasted. So not a good sign, but probably not a major barrier that board meeting, the authority board, stadium authority board meeting tomorrow has been just canceled, just flat out canceled. So hopefully they'll move forward on some of those agreements and make them happen. Okay, Super Bowl 52 in Minneapolis, not this Sunday, but next Sunday or Sunday after next, however you want to say it, but the 4th of February. How's that? That nails it down, doesn't it? And it's going to be in Minneapolis, but no sign of the Vikings there because, of course, Philadelphia is there. Taking on you-know-who. Patriots, by the way, 5.5 to 6-point favorites right now in this game. It's holding steady at about 47.5, depending on where you shop for the total on this game. Still not sure whether Rob Gronkowski will be able to play. He got a concussion in the second half of the game against Minnesota in the AFC. Sorry, not Minnesota, against Jacksonville in the AFC Championship game, of course. And so Gronk, the great tight end, still waiting to find out whether the NFL, and that's an NFL decision, not his decision, not the decision of the team. It's in that concussion protocol thing. And so they're going to make the call on whether he can play or not. You could say it won't make any difference. I think it does. I think it does make a difference. It makes a difference in your preparations for the game and how you, everything on both sides of the ball with this game. But either way, Super Bowl 52, week and a half away. Pro Bowl is this weekend. The NHL All-Star Game is this weekend, so there is some sports still going on. NBA is being played, but there's my thoughts right now. With NBA regular season, it's tough to deal with. The playoffs things crank up and players start playing hard, but not a whole lot going on for the NBA regular season. Now, you could say the same thing about the NHL, perhaps, But I do believe players still play hard because of the nature of the game, and I've talked about that before, is that when you have 45 seconds on the ice, you better go nonstop. And preparing for the playoffs. That's what we're doing right now. Second half of the season for the Knights and where they go is going to be interesting to see. And this town's reaction to them has been amazing. It's been phenomenal. Predictable? No, I'll say this. Their record certainly was predictable by nobody. Nobody predicted this team would be doing this well. But the response by the community, yes. I'm going to say that is predictable to me, that it does not surprise me that the community has responded, number one, this well to hockey, because I've always said, I've seen hockey teams here before, minor league hockey teams, and the town has responded. Number two, this town responds to winners. You could say that about a lot of cities, but Vegas seems to be more pronounced. And number three, this town's been waiting for a long time to have some passion with sports. It's now been 28 years since UNLV basketball won the national championship and was at the top of the college basketball world. So it's a long drought, okay, with nothing happening, nothing going on, okay? You can complain about the Cubs 107 years, okay, but you still had the Bears in 85 doing some things. Still had the White Sox doing it. You had the Bulls going nuts and winning 6 championships. You had the Blackhawks doing things in Chicago, okay? So there were other things that sports emotions could ride on besides the Cubs. Now, if you're a diehard Cubs fan only, all right, I get that. But this city, Las Vegas, has not had anything that it could really latch onto, jump on with, get excited about. Mountain Ridge Little League was pretty exciting 4 or 5 years ago when it went to the Little League World Series and ended up winning the U.S., but then, they won Jackie Robinson South. Remember Chicago, the Chicago team that beat them in the USA Championship game on the field and then went and played a Korean team, I believe, and lost to that Korean team. But anyway, so technically they lost that. No, well, technically they won, but on the field they lost the game. But then technically Jackie Robinson South was disqualified because they cheated. Because the parents, not the players, parents cheated by grabbing kids from all over Chicago instead of in their little league district that they're supposed to come out of. They just flat out just violated the rules and thought they could get away with it. But anyway, going back to that Mountain Ridge Little League baseball team was very exciting here in town and got this community fired up about sports. That was a very nice accomplishment and fun back then when that happened, when that took place. But short of the Rebel Basketball National Championship of 1990, this right now what's going on with the Knights is just simply phenomenal. And how far this goes, who knows? Who knows? Okay, I'm going to put a poll up on from a Twitter handle called Vegas Polls, but I'm going to post it onto the site here at Vegas Sportscast. Talks about your prediction on where you think this team will go in the Stanley Cup playoffs, because they are making the playoffs now. That's not something that anybody could jinx. It's happening. So anyway, that's the way I see it. I'm Ron Futrell. Thanks for listening, everybody. And let's see, like I said, at the very top here, tell a friend, spread the word, hit subscribe, so that each and every day you get this sometimes rambling, but I try to keep it short, okay? Sometimes rambling podcast called the Vegas Sportscast onto your phone, and you can be updated and informed. Vegas Golden Knights tomorrow against the Islanders. Rebels on Saturday, San Diego State. That's the schedule for this week. Everybody have yourself a nice evening. And that's the way I see it. I'm Ron Futrell. Bye for now.